All right. Thank you very much. If you're here with us, my name is Oyebanji Akins, and we're live on CTDAmongblacks. And today, I have with me, for you that might know him very well in Houston, Texas, you could call him Deola. And for you that know him on the soccer field, I know they call him Bambam. And for you that know him in the street of Houston, as the Egbon, as the big bros, just call him Babadi. So on today's episode, we have Babadi with me, and it's a privilege having you on our podcast.
Thank you, my brother. It's always love and it's always vibes, just sitting around and having good conversation.
Thank you very much for that. I know you're a kind of busy person, and for me to have you is definitely...
Oh, no. Don't worry about it.
And now that you are here, now you got to keep, we got to keep seeing your face more and more.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for that introduction. And for you following with us, today we're going to be talking about... he's here to share part of some views about... the question is, do Nigerians see themselves different from how they see themselves? Do Nigerians in America see themselves different from how they see themselves back home? And what do I mean by saying that is, being a friend of maybe like 5 years, 10 years, that maybe some people are here before some others. And those that came to join them, or those that came the same time, unfortunately, they're able to, upscale some way of living and stuff like that. In general, the question I want to ask you, do you think we tend to see ourselves or different, or we just misunderstood ourselves in how we live in America?
That's a good question. I think Nigerians generally, we are more societal driven. That's first, actually. We are all a product of our environment. A lot of Nigerians, we have, we're Nigerians. You have that pride, that ego that sets us apart from every African, mostly Africans you meet in America. Like, they even like us, like Nigerians, like, wow, you guys are confident. You guys are like outspoken. You guys are brilliant. You guys are smart, intelligent people. But to an extent, as humans, we are all susceptible to, giving into our pride, giving into our ego. So I would say on a personal level, it goes both ways for me. I know some people who feel they're better than people back home, and I know some people who are like, they're not really better than anybody. And I know a lot of people back home that actually really live well or live better than
people down here,
people that are out here, So it's a mixture of both for me. I'm not trying to
pick side.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pick sides, because I have good friends that, like, they're always high on their horses when it comes to looking at people back home. And I have some people who are super humble, like you wouldn't even know they are that kind of people. Like,
I've met a lot of people like that, because I always tell people, like, I've met people, there are people in Houston that they have this money that you won't think they have the money. Like, they don't even say one word. They don't even show off. They don't even be in club. They don't even be in lounge. And this is not because maybe they don't think they don't have to be in lounge. I think some kind of people that I've met is like their way of life have been out of that lounge thing. And if you want to say it now, I think the way they look at Houston is like how people pop up in clubs, like how people be. Even though they may say like Atlanta is still better than Houston when it comes to like, splurging the money in club. But I've met some people that are Nigerian in Houston that they have this money and they don't even show until they kind of call you to come to their house, and you're like, wow, is this your house? They're like, yeah. And I tell them, like, damn, you really, they're like, see, this is the people that came late to America that feel like it's about bringing your life to social media, or it's about showcasing what you can, go into club and things like that. And these are people where, in my own understanding, even the kind of gathering you find them is a gathering where some Nigerians will feel shock. One, they will feel intimidated if they find themselves in that gathering. And I made a gathering of white folks, the gathering of black Americans, where the kind of conversation we have, it has nothing to do with Nigerians. It's more about business. It's more about, me and you talked something before we came online. It's about capitalism. It's about what are you bringing in. It's about, it's not just about the fancy thing we want to see or want to show to the world. It's more about wealth. It's more about how is their kids living in the next 15, 20 years. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about. And there are not much that I've met, but meeting them have changed personally how I see life. And that's one of the reasons why we're having this topic of do Nigerians still see themselves different from how we see ourselves back home? than how we see ourselves here?
It's for me. It's yeah, like you said. I've seen millionaires. I've seen millionaires in dollars. Like they're just regular dudes. You won't even know.
I'm telling you,
regular dudes. They're not
on social media to sell.
Actually, both.
Like these people doesn't
from the top of my head. The two millionaires that are really, really close to me that I know. One is probably like a recluse. He doesn't even drink. Both of them don't drink. They're not alcoholics. But one still drinks. The other one is more into like, churchy, like religion. Is more into church things. And he doesn't drink. He doesn't even entertain drinks in his house. And that dude is worth well over $10 million. I know. Because I know he sold one of his company.
Don't let them come and kidnap you in history. No. Don't put the number out like that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying well over. I didn't put a number on it.
Oh, shit.
If I tell you the real number, you'll be shocked.
Nigerian.
Shit. I'm not even giving. Because if it's so specific, if I tell you even his tribe, you can know where he's from. But he's married to a very beautiful Yoruba girl.
Wow.
He's Nigerian.
They're both Nigerians.
Yeah, obviously they're both Nigerians.
Wow.
He's married to a very beautiful Yoruba girl.
Wow.
Like when I mean,
I know I'm about to shoot you a little bit on the leg. So you know that kind of person, right? I thank you that you give me that juice. You help me. Wait. Now, being with that kind of person and being with other Nigerians, do you think those other Nigerians that are not in, let me say millions, that are still a million? Let me put it that way. Do you think how they persist to see ourselves in America is from how that person that's more than $1 million see Nigerians in America?
You are what you surround yourself with at the end of the day. What information are you putting in your ears is actually what you're coming out. So if you stick around with people who do drugs and guns,
that's what you see.
All you have to talk about, all you have to see is drugs and guns. If you stick around with people who are into business, all you'll be thinking of is business. All you'll be speaking of is business. So what do you want to surround yourself with? That's the first thing I think a lot of us get it wrong. Understand. If you notice, even people who come here, they'll be like, oh yeah, this one is going. Everybody will be like, psst. It'll be like, this one is going. Everybody will be like, psst. You feel me? So everybody, we are all always into.
I'm glad you kind of said that. I will use job as an example for anybody that, for anybody that's following this particular episode, in America, except about America, the Nigerian community is like, when I won't mention any job just to respect people's field. I won't mention, But what I'm saying is, we know so much that there's a group chat that does this. And after like 3 months, there's another group chat that's telling you, let's go this way. After like 4-5 months, there's another set of people, same set of people who call you again like, bro, it's this new thing. What do you think Nigerians can do to balance where we can be in all those fields without spoiling it?
Yeah. That is a very huge, and a very broad topic. So basically we are... We are animals at first, so we are always trying to survive. So it's just like everybody. We have this saying, if you're back home, or look at where your friend is coming from. Yes, you can look at your friend. You can also dare to dream. And you can also do what again? There's no need reinventing the wheel, which in that case is right. Just go with it. But sometimes the wheel also needs something different. Just try to deviate.
Sorry.
Where we're coming from, we are really not into a lot of, there are some, we are really not into a lot of different life choices or life goals where we're coming from.
That's true.
All we tend to want to be growing up is nurse. Have a lot of money. At the end of the day, the doctors, the nurse, what are your parents telling you? Go to school so you can get a good job, be a doctor, be a lawyer. Those are high-paying jobs.
I think those are the most biggest jobs in Nigeria. A doctor, accountant, nurse.
In America?
No, I mean in Nigeria.
No, bankers, doctors, lawyers.
Yeah, bankers. When I say accountant,
bankers, doctors, lawyers. So
yeah, those are the three things.
Even when we're growing up then, if you are not in one of those fields in university, people, maybe not your parents or maybe not your family, but people who still looking at
you never make them.
Yeah, what are you doing in school? You are not in the engineering.
I think we do it from high school too. Secondary school days,
Yeah,
they will tell like you're not in science
because-
class, you don't belong.
Yeah.
You be if you art class, you are not do. I don't care what
So
you
now-
you about to tell me.
Yeah. So that is a
I think that's the
mindset.
root that some people brings to America too.
So now, why do you think the society is like that? A lot of things wasn't clear. Maybe because I was younger when I was in Nigeria, or maybe the system wasn't clear enough. But America made a lot of things clear. That I understand a lot of things. I'm not going to talk about Nigeria because I really don't live in Nigeria. I don't know how the system works over there.
Yeah.
Yes, I lived there for almost all my life. But if I'm to be honest with you, it's still those same set of people that are coming back. They rarely let new people in. So I'm not going to even go there.
Yeah, like you
But
said,
in America, now let's talk about, because this is a show for podcast for diasporans,
yes.
right? So now, a lot of us are coming into America. We don't understand what America is. America is for sale. America is a company. America is a company, whether you like it or not. Take a look at people who are making your laws in America. They are a body called ALEC, A-L-E-C. They're all corporations. Your Walmart, your Blackstone, your da-da-da, your da-da-da. They are the ones they are the ones writing those laws and passing it to the lawmakers to, in the House. So, what is America? First, America is a capitalist economy. Capitalist. It's just words. If I ask you, my guy, you get capital, what does it mean?
Is there money in your account or you have someone you got to use to run this thing?
So for you to be rich in America, you need money to make money. It doesn't matter how much you make at the end of the day in America. What you need to understand is how much you keep or how much you can leverage. That is America.
I think that alone is affecting our relationship of how Nigerian even deal in America. Because
so
overworking ourselves will not make me to even have time to even want to listen to what you want to tell me. Because a lot of people do a lot of job, and that's one thing I'll be telling people back home to, like, how to survive in America is harder than how to survive back home in Nigeria. Yeah, why I say that is there's no, in America to get a side hustle is hard. Unless you really, really want to be devoted to want to do some side hustle. What I mean by saying that is a banker that comes to America, that's hard for him to get a banker job. Now, let's say even get a banker job, what they're paying based on our economic back home. If you're a banker, you live well. If you're a banker here, like in front of, helping people to, you can't transfer that kind of way of living for what they are making here. It's totally different. So there's no way you want to have like doing Uber sideways, maybe doing DoorDash. And doing DoorDash, doing all those things become where, I think that's what some Nigerians hold on to themselves. Because like you said, a lot of us, let me use the word, a lot of us doesn't understand capitalism system of America. A lot of us doesn't know. Because I tell people, like, you're doing a lot of business where you don't even understand how to manage it. But to people, they see you doing business, but you don't even have a business credit. You don't even have a business credit card. You don't even have a business account. But you're running a business. So there's a lot that entails with that. Once you get all those things wrong, I don't care how you want to do the system, you will not last. Because they've designed their system so well that if you don't follow their protocols, you might be fine for 2-3 years. You're going to clash. And maybe that's what I would say is affecting how we see ourselves. Because imagine somebody that have the full information to somebody that have been able to have a little bit of capital, try to go into the business. And the person that have the knowledge look at you like, go and run your business. After 2 years, we're both now back at the same level, right? Now the person might now, if he's lucky, might tell like, I wanted to tell you. But people that have run a business might not even be open-minded to want to listen to the person that haven't run a business. Now, if you don't run a business, doesn't mean you don't have businesses going for you. You might not just be a physical business. like you said earlier on before we start, there's some businesses where you don't have to even have material or product. And you're running your business. There people are doing trading, people are doing Forex. There's other things that you could buy shares, you could do all those things. So to me, if I'm to answer the question I ask you myself, is about be more open-minded about what goes on in America. I think a lot of us are not open-minded to receive what people are telling us. We're more into what we want to say out, what we know. And that will affect how to grow. Because if I'm not listening to you, I'm trying to out-talk you of everything you're trying to tell me. You might want to give me the game. You might end up telling yourself, like, you know what? I'm listening to you. So you said, yeah, do it like that. And I just feel there's a way we can balance that. Because I know there's some rich Nigerians in Houston that you will cross them, you talk to them, and you won't even know, and they won't even tell you like they have nothing. You might even step on them or pop bottle on them. They will look at you like, because I've been able to come across people, I'm like, that changed my way of life. Like, Jesus, dang, I'll live in this life. So my next question to you is, how can we change, in your own perspective, what do you think Nigeria can do? Nigerians are just coming to America that want to settle down. What would you advise them to do? How do you think they should approach life in America? Give me that part. Yeah.
Nigerians that
just moved to America that want to start their life in terms of job and everything. What would you advise them?
So America is America. Learn the system. Understand the system. What are you here for? Obviously, you're here to, better your life, be rich, be successful. But successfulness is relative, is vague either. To somebody who wants to do humanitarian work, being successful is different from you who is just trying to get rich. You understand that?
Yeah, that's deep.
Like now, you will you meet a lot of Caucasians that are like, they're for charity work. All they do is they're social workers. They're charity. To them, that fulfills them. They don't need money. But to me, I'm trying to create a legacy. I'm trying to create wealth. I never got it. And I want all of it. So there are two things you need to learn in the system. If I'm not talking about a lot of people right now, I'm talking about but somebody that's coming in like me that wants to create wealth, that wants to build wealth. You have to understand, dump a lot of things you've been taught in Nigeria or in general as a whole. You don't need a lot to be successful or rich. You just need the right mindset. What is the right mindset? Willingness to learn. Like a great philosopher said, the illiterates of our time will not be the ones that cannot read or write. They will be the ones who cannot learn or unlearn what they've learned. So,
the unlearn what they learn is a very big word.
Yes, that's huge. That's why I say you have to be open-minded. The system in Nigeria, it works. A lot of people say the system doesn't work. No, that's a lie. Some people are benefiting from our system, so definitely it works for some set of people, but not for the majority. But in America, America is an open field. But don't get it twisted, the elites still control it, just like in every economy. But they are just saying it is a free for all. You can also be part of the elite.
As long as you can follow this.
As long as you play by the rules. And what are the rules? They have set rules, not the general rule. You have to understand two words in America: debt and taxes. If you want to be wealthy, if you want to create wealth, if you want to build wealth, you have to understand how debt works and how taxes work. August 15, 1971, Richard Nixon, Trixie Dixie, they call him, took the dollar off the gold standard. What does that mean? So an average dollar is not, before the dollar was backed by gold. But now, the dollar is nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a paper. So he took it off the gold standard and money changed then. Money changed, became debt. One word, what does every millionaire, billionaire in America has in common? I'll save you the time. They all owe money. You know the reason why?
And the only way to grow, you have to hold, though.
Yeah, now let me.
I mean, the system is created like that.
The system is created like that. So now let me explain debt and taxes for you. Those two words, debt and
I know
taxes.
where you're going for people that can understand the business word.
So if you don't understand those words, if you have to be wealthy in America, you have to play by those two rules, debt and taxes.
You must know how to use both for themselves too.
Thank you. So now, when I'm talking about debt, not every debt is bad.
Mm-hmm. For people that understand business.
For people who understand business, you need debt. In business, it is called OPM, other people's money. You have to use it. So now, what I'm saying about the debt and taxes now. So the reason why they owe is it is not taxable. Debt is not taxable.
For a lot of people doesn't know that though.
Yeah, a lot of people do not understand it. So now let me explain.
Let
me explain something to you. Like both of us, there are 4 sets of class in America. They're the employees. In business terms, they're employees. They're business owners. They're business investors, and they're passive investors. It is all financial. I'm talking financial right now. So as an employee in America, if you earn $1, 68 cents.
This is another topic we got to talk because I've been telling people about this that a lot of people don't know.
So if you're an employee, if you're earning $1, 68 cents is yours. So if you earn above a certain amount and you are not, you don't have a dependent, they'll still tax you differently. You're in a different tax bracket. But I'm just saying basically as a general employee, $1 to you is 68 cents. Now here's how it gets tricky again. All those business owners, you think you are business owners, sole proprietors, entrepreneurs. No. Under the system, you are still being classed as solopreneurs, which in the layman, let me break it down for you. To the system, you don't have a business. To the system, you only created a job for yourself. So they are taxing you as the same tax bracket as an employee. So a small business owner, that's why if you notice, at the end of the day, you're paying up to 40 cents in taxes over your $1. Because in the system still sees you as an employee. Well, here's where it gets tricky. If you go into the business investor class,
everything changed.
So the tax bracket there is different. So because in employee and business owner, you get the dollar that is being paid. Uncle Sam takes his money before the money gets to you.
Yeah.
But in business investors and passive investors, those ones, they spend the money first and tell Uncle Sam, I made this. This is how much you can tax. Because in America, you are only taxed on taxable income.
I'm about to even add a little bit to that part because I told people, I said, everybody always say, people go online and, and say this, I don't want to put a name like this big brand I will buy a lot of things online from. And, we only see news where they say the man doesn't pay a lot of tax. And I was explaining to somebody, I said, do you know one of the reasons why you think he doesn't pay tax? I said, because one of the reasons is this, he created jobs for you. I said, it's giving you guys, it's the one paying you. I said, what it's doing is even helping the system not to have a lot of crazy people out there. Because if you don't have a job, you act crazy now. I said, so imagine somebody that give thousands upon thousands of people a job. What else do you want to take from him? I said, it's a mutual understanding between the government and him to like, okay, since you could do this for us, we got you.
Yeah.
And a lot of Nigerians don't know that though. A lot of people, let me just say a lot of Africans, African Americans, if you regard yourself as black people, we don't even know these things.
Take this from me. American government wants you to do 2 things. That's where you fall into, where you can rip those
things off.
Tax, where you can fall into those tax bracket that you can write off a lot of things with depreciation. So America wants you to do 2 things. America wants you to create jobs, number 1. If you can't create jobs, you got to create housing, which is real estate. That is why the real estate business is still the most durable form to build wealth in America.
For people that understand too.
For people that understand the game.
Because if you go into real estate with Nigerian mentality,
no, you're gonna be messed up a lot.
You wouldn't even last.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even do nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people do not really understand.
Because buying houses in America doesn't mean you're really into real estate.
No.
And
No.
I think I just feel like we're getting better every day. Not like how we are, not like how it was 10 years ago, not like how it is 15 years ago. I think the more we are being open-minded with the knowledge of internet, a lot of people are dapping out in different ways.
Yeah, okay, like this mentality that I want most Nigerians coming into America to just throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the dumpster. The dumpster stays outside. Or even burn it. Don't, because the numbers do not sit right behind it. And I'll tell you this. You know, when we're home, they'll say, get money, buy a house. That means you're successful. If you buy a house in America, mortgage, a house is not an asset in America.
So good. Let me twist it because of our time. I want to ask you. I like that what you said. So buying a house in America is not an asset because you have to understand in the financial world there are six words that you need to understand. That is income. What's your income? What's your expense? What is I think I forgot the rest, but there are 6 words though. But income, expense, but at the end of the day, it just simply means you need to know how much you're earning, how much you're spending out, and what is your cash flow. What are cash flow? Cash flow is the money that's flowing. I want to add to that because I have my only 2 research that I did. I said it's a common word. This is for Nigerians that come here. After a while, after 6 years, 7 years, I said, let me break it down like I always say. I said, you started with a small job, making 1,500. You're still staying in 1-room apartments. You move from 1,500 to like $4,000 job. From $4,000, you're like, okay, you know what? I could stay in 2-rooms apartment. Now you move to 2-room apartment. Within that bracket of $4,000, you brought your wife. Within that bracket, you got married. You got kids. Expenses is changing. Now over the time, your wife or whoever that you have was able to get a job. You guys are both having 2 incomes now. So let's say the 2 homes is bringing like $15,000 a month. Now, immediately you start bringing $15,000 a month. The next thing we think of, okay, let's buy a house. Now, once you buy a house, I said that I know so much, a lot of Nigerians here, they all want new things in that house. Nobody want to really take what we have in our old apartment to the new house. What you're about to start doing, you're about to have a long ass expenses. Because if you're not that kind of couple that have kept money aside, you don't understand how personal credit even work. You don't have a good credit, but somebody was able to trick you to have enough money to put down to buy a house. Now $15,000 you buy a house. By the time everything you've bought, acquiring a house, you went to go and get it installment. By the time you put all that money together with the kids, maybe you've been to Nigeria like 2 times, you realize that the money that is coming in is not changing, but the money that is going out is increasing. And these are the reason why some people in homes end up having issue, because both husband and wife can't get where the clash is. When our expenses is much, I always tell people in any relationship, when the money is not right, there's always, it's fair too.
I will tell you this. Children are liabilities.
In America.
Quote me anywhere. Because what are liabilities?
I think it's in America.
But what are liabilities? In everywhere. But we don't see
American is hard though.
Hold on, Baba. We don't see it that way. What are liabilities? Liabilities is what takes money out of your pocket.
That's a good question. Somebody was saying about kids online. Like,
yes, you love them. They are your legacy, but it still takes money out of your pocket.
I think it's more in America, because taking care of kids in America is expensive than how it is in Nigeria.
Yeah, averagely. An average kid from birth to 18 years in America, you spend $360,000 to raise that kid. Average. Dang. That's the average kid. That's a specific number. Quote me anywhere. So, dang, it's expensive.
1 kid.
Yeah, 1 kid. So 300.
Nigeria, people don't get like 7 now. What's it called?
So, I'm talking about an average kid. I'm not talking about middle class actually up. You spend a lot more over time.
For 18 years.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I'm talking about regular ghetto in the ghetto, like ratchet. That kid there, averagely, from 0 to 18 years, $360,000. Average. That's minimum to take care of the kid. But this pile up over years. So imagine you putting that 360,000 down over the course of the years. You're compounding it in business. That money, in the space of that time, you will make more than $3 million. I'm not saying you shouldn't have kids. You should have kids. But you should just know how the numbers work. Do you understand that? So let's go back to my debt and taxes. Understand those words. How to use them. People write off the kids.
Yeah, that's true. Every year.
Depreciation. They write it down. Like, my kids take out the trash. My kids do this around the house. That's another topic for another day. If you want that kind of topic, yeah, fine. Just take $100. Talk to a lawyer, a financial lawyer. They'll tell you all these things. Ask a lawyer, how much is your time? The lawyer might tell you, for an hour, I'll probably charge $150. Give him $150. Tell the lawyers, hey, lawyer, now, talk to me about how can I plan finance from the ground up. What are the specifics? What the lawyer might ask you, what do you want to start doing? Probably real estate or something. Just talk to them. They will tell you, they will give you, they are obliged to. And because you paid for the hour, that $150 will go a long way. You will learn.
Now, that is if you go to the right lawyer too.
They are obliged by law. It is not in Nigeria that you don't know if you are charging, you are talking to a charge and bill lawyers. Google them online. They are all online.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, Google them.
The word is Google. I think using Google is better than going to somebody that tell you to go to somebody else.
It's still, if it's a certified lawyer in America, they are bound by law to tell you the truth. Don't bring Nigerian mentality here. Don't worry. The law will catch up with him. They have it in place for people like that are not, they don't have charge and bill law. They may have, but trust me, would you want to risk yourself for that? Nah. They will catch up to you very, very quickly. It's not something you want to do for long. Yeah, so basically some things are just don't do it. Yeah. So just pick up a Google, look for a lawyer. You see their ratings online. 3-star, 4-star, 5-star rate. Okay, I want to talk to this one. All those ratings might mean this one might charge you $150 an hour. This one might charge you $50. This one might charge you $70. This one might charge you $100. That's just what it means. Talk to a financial lawyer. Talk to them. They are obliged by law to tell you because you paid for the hour. That's America. So you understand debt, you understand taxes. If you don't understand those two, my brother, you are being played. Because this system is either you are playing or you are being played. So if you notice you are not playing the game, trust me, they are playing you. You are a pawn.
You're already been added to the.
You are a pawn. You are a number.
Let me say this for you that are watching us, CTDAmongblacks, and you can follow us on Instagram on CTDAmongblacks. You can check us on YouTube. You can check us on Instagram too, and on Apple Podcast, iHeart Radio, and Spotify. The last question I'm gonna be asking you before we put this particular episode to an end. What is that one thing you like to tell a Nigerian that you don't know, but you want them to be a better person of themselves in America? Just a piece of short advice to advise Nigerians in America.
The ones living here, the ones coming, or
the one that just moved here, living here.
The ones living here. Let us learn more about finances. Just one word. And for me, I'm a firm believer in my faith with which is Jehovah is my Father. I am redeemed by the blood of Yeshua, his son, Jesus. And I also believe in the Holy Trinity, the Holy Ghost. So my own take on life is God, family, God, family, God, and family. The rest will come. respect each other. Let us respect each other more, because that is a culture that's slowly dissipating amongst us Nigerians or Africans that we move over here. We're slowly conforming, which, at the end of the day too, we are all molded by our environment, but we are a people, we are a culture first. Like one popular Nigerian artist, in one of his songs, his mom came out and said at the end of the day, he said, remember, you are Africans first before you became anything else. So let us remember what we are. We are Kabulans, which is the word for Africa. Our Kabulan. We are Africans first. We have cultures. Those cultures are there to keep us right, to keep us straight. Respect. We respect each other. Respect for the older. We are hierarchical by nature. It doesn't take anything away from me bowing down to somebody I feel is older or feel that I have more respect than. It doesn't matter age or position in life.
Thank you for your last word to end the podcast. And on to this episode, I know a lot of you might feel like it's kind of different from how we've been approaching our things, and we're just trying to, expand our scope of how we see life in America and how we perceive to want to live it. The main objective is for you to be able to, if it can trigger one person's mind to see things in a better way, that's what we're trying to do. So, like I always say at the end of every podcast, we do that. It might not make sense to you right now. I'm sure a lot of things have been said by Baba D, and I'm sure you might take one or two, you don't agree with it. We're not trying to enforce our own truth to you. It is not about you trying to take our word and take it serious. But one thing I could tell you, it's about taking our words and trying to, take your time to just digest part of it and see maybe there's a difference in how you see your life. And if that's what works for you, we'll be glad. And like I always say, I remain fresh. And you can call me Oyebanji Akins. And on today's episode, we just want to wrap up. Like I always tell you, it might not make sense. Just keep doing what you're doing. In a couple of years, it will definitely make a lot of sense. Thank you for this particular episode. Until next one, we'll see you. Thank you.